Welcome back to the Sleepy Factory. I made a few changes to the volume. We've removed a few things that I think might have been a bit disrupting last time. Right. Well, for me it's the next day. I've decided to use my downtime to build these things out. So, what I think we might do is get a proper power system set up now that we've got sufficient concrete and metal sheets. I'll just grab a few of them, because what we're about to do is expand this thing quite a lot. I shall come back to building all this out after that, but first we're going to need some materials so that we can get the power sorted out. Now, in case you're wondering, I skipped the onboarding, which is an entertaining little thing where you can get the whole factory established from a low Earth orbit drop into the atmosphere. And this hub is actually built from parts from your dropship as well as from parts from your little interdimensional pocket. Now, there's nothing I need to worry about as far as killing power goes, although I'm not going to have I may not have the pocket space for this, but what we're going to do, don't need to select the lines, there we go, is we're just going to kill a lot of this. It actually doesn't matter that the power's off now. I've got enough bits just for this little build out. This is not usually maybe the smartest move, but I'm a fan of getting things sorted. Now I'm holding down control for anyone who's wondering if you ever play this game, which I very much recommend. You know what, I think that's still a little bit loud. I'd like you to be able to fall asleep while I do this, so pardon me, what we're going to do is see if we can turn down well, this should be quiet. I'm pretty sure it is. I thought it would have been in equipment. The building. Oh geez, we don't need manual mining turned up, that's for sure. No, it's none of those things. Factory, it must be factory. Building? No. Actually not sure. Effects? Maybe it's effects. Actually, like master turned up. Effects volume. This. I thought I'd bring you along for this because I'm just not entirely sure what's going on here. I would have thought it'd be the user interface, but it doesn't seem to be it. I'll pop that back up just a shade. Maybe it's effects. Pop that down and see what happens. I don't like that either. I'd like this to be nice and quiet for you. Okay. My aim is to not do much editing on this channel. But, I think some editing is appropriate. Okay. Now, let's think about this. Don't want to waste resources here. But they are infinite. I am aware that I'd like my factory to get straight back to being a factory as soon as possible. So, do one more and do. So we can get some power. Get some power placed. Off we go. Just go for 6. I think 6 is probably about right. The more place, the slower they're going to consume. That's the way we've come this far. Now we want to split. I'll get a bit more fancy later. Right now I'm just looking to automate some basics. And what we'll do after that will be to make a little system that lets us feed branches and leaves, so wood and leaves, into a couple of containers, and it'll do the rest. Do you know what? I'm still not liking this noise. I'd like you to be able to relax. I've not done this before, so I'm thinking let's see what we can see here. I'm guessing it's effects, although is weather? Oh, there we go, ambient. So maybe if we turn effects right down, I reckon that could be the problem. Then I can turn this up a bit. I'll drop the music a bit, and let's see. No, that's better. Eventually, we'll be able to daisy chain. Oh, I'm going to need some cable. Can't do much without cable. And once we've got power, we can start really building out some infrastructure and get this thing going. So early game is all about getting all the standard parts established, really. And soon after that we'll need rotors, as well as wire and cable and concrete. So I guess everything you see on this screen after the ingots, that's, well, that's all I've got options for anyway at the moment. We'll start unlocking some objectives. Just want to get power sorted, because once that's done, gee, it's a lot easier to build hassle-free. Now let's find an intelligent place to pop power lines. I think so. If we do it, you can clip cables through anything you like, and the game will just merrily let you do it. But I prefer to have a bit more of an aesthetically pleasing setup. I think I did it online, so it's probably there. Is that right? Check. If you had any doubts about falling asleep to my gameplay, hopefully I'm helping reassure you here. In the past, all I've really done is do stuff for yourself in this game. It's not really. There's no need to make it pretty. Just ask Let's Game It Out. He'll show you. But I've always liked making things look purposeful. Right, so I think 8 is all we're actually going to need to get this factory started before we have proper infrastructure. Look at that, we managed to get clearance and everything, although this is going to get changed as well. Okay, so now we need to make a tell you what we'll do. We'll let it start making power. I now need to make some machines to turn leaves and wood into biomass. And because we've got splitters, we can do that. So what I would like is a master power line. Eventually we'll have a power switch that goes, let's say, here. So we'll space it out. There we go. I'd even mark it. So that orange marks where our switch is going to go later on once we've got more advanced power set up. So all power comes in through this pole here, which gives me a central disconnection spot as well. We're going to delete a lot of stuff soon, so don't need to be too precious about it. Okay, so as we see, pop up here and get a bit of a bird's eye view. We see biomass is heading out to all of these. They're green at the moment, but as they exhaust their fuel, those ones at the end, they'll turn back to yellow until they get more fuel. So we should see that happen. Nope, it lasted long enough. I just saw fuel go out. So I think, just watching this one on the end here. Doesn't go on yellow. Sometimes it takes a while because what happens is each of these splitters down in here, they'll split their inputs 50-50, or in this case 33 on each one, and it repeats all the way down as you go. So these ones at the end, they'll still be empty, while these guys are completely full. But the beauty of it is, even if I do nothing more, I can just keep putting biomass into that container rather than filling up the burners individually. Because it's a bit of a drop, what we also might do is just put a bit of an idiot-proof boundary around it for now. I tend to fat figure things when I'm tired, and you may recall last night I mentioned narcolepsy, so I'm always tired. Let's make sure we stay on top of that. If I was to stick with biomass later on, see, I'll show you. You can see it. Oh, it's already got 2, so it'll last. Maybe this one's only got 1. Yeah, there you go. So he's about to turn yellow. We could actually expand this out further. We're not going to have to do that though. So we should see more biomass coming through eventually, but this is going to turn yellow very soon, I'd say. Of course. Oh no, it just got 1 then. We now are making 240 megawatts, which we'll use pretty quickly, as long as I stop talking and get to it. But right now, we're only using, what, an 1/8 of that. Is that right? 120. A quarter is... No, a 20th. We're only using a 20th. Okay, now we'll make the infrastructure... Oh, let's just make sure I didn't leave any holes. Because I've paved over this gap. If I've overlooked a hole, I don't particularly feel like plummeting down there quite yet. I'm not ready for that. We can get back up, but it's a bit of a trek. This is very early in the channel, so you guys have a bit of a say right now if you'd like. Would you like me to turn animals back onto being aggressive? Or would you prefer I just leave them? It's fairly passive. Nothing to do either. Right, the one on the left is leaves. One on the right is wood. What that means is, since we haven't got smart splitters yet, that's not going to happen for a little bit. We're going to make this guy wood. You'll understand why in a second. This guy leaves, so we can pop our leaves into the left. Leaves on the left, wood on the right. That's how I've got to remember that. And simply connect it like that. Yes. Lift these ones. Actually, look, there's no splitting here, so let's oh, yeah, no, we'll do this. Okay, and quick. We'll aim that one that way. I think this lightning design, which is only a recent addition to the game, I think that could be drawn a little bit prettier. I think there is a moth. It's a permanent fixture of this world, but we can actually go for a ride on him later if we want. Okay, now it's leaves and wood going in, but of course they need a way to come out as well. Just sort power for these two, and then we'll make a merger. You should also see, let's have a look here, 60 makes 300, 60 per minute, and 120 makes 60. I don't have a fast enough belt to feed this yet, but we're not going to worry too much about getting the maths right. At the moment, I just want to minimize as much manual handling as possible. The only downside is this can't feed as fast as those things can output. Well, again, we're not too worried about that because we've only got 8 beans. We haven't got like 24 of them or something where a high rate is needed. So this 60 per minute limitation on the belt, absolutely fine. So now we have power sorted and automated. We can now build out a bit of an array of each of these things like we started yesterday. We'll slowly get some order from this chaos. That's right. So we might get rid of this guy. So biomass, so we'll pop most of it in there. I'm going to keep 200 for a chainsaw. Now, leaves on the left. Leaves going here. Yeah. Just see if I put any others in here. Because the other thing we're going to need to do is move the hub, which means I need to put all this in my little backpack. It would make sense. Oh, that's another thing. Satisfactory people, well, probably saying probably not listening, but the sound cutout is much too abrupt. It's much too abrupt. Anyway. Now we're going to need that chainsaw, and Logistics Mark II is the other thing I would like. That would let me do what we need to do. So we shall start with this. Now, early game you can manually turn around to this, which is the same as that fellow there. And you can start building out the stuff that you need. I'm not really interested in doing that. Oh, I never connected the power. It's back to making concrete, but it didn't turn everything else on. What I'm interested in doing is automating as much of this stuff as possible from the beginning. Although, I tell you what, I wouldn't mind having Logistics Mark II. That would make a big difference. Let's just take that. And look, I have enough. I have enough of everything. Let's do this now, because then I can really get a move on. And you'll see just how much faster it is to automate rather than manually crafting almost anything. So you might notice that I've not even made a single ingot from the ore. I've used the smelters completely. The only downside of doing what I just did is I now only have 4 reinforced iron plates left. I'm just going to make a quick investment in the future. And think about this. There's a crashed pod on the other side of this rock, and there are a couple down and around. Let's just see if we can make a quick path down, because I'll hang on, I'm going to do it from down that way actually. Make it come up. Make it come straight back up again. Conveyor belt is too steep. I might be wasting time here, but the reason I'm doing this is to make an easy way to get up and down at this early juncture in our game. We shall do the same thing from... Oh, Jimmy, that really fell off the edge. We'll do the same thing from here. Collect those. So now... And you'll notice the order I've done it is so that we can run back up it pretty quickly. And coming down, it doesn't really matter how long it takes, or doesn't take. It's a quick trip down. And we'll do the same for down this way. I'm just going to get down to that crashed pod, because that gives us a lovely fast travel system early in the game. See if we can connect it up here. There we go, look at that. So now we can go check out another pod, and usually you creep in. Oh. So these guys are hatching, but they're not aggressive, but the hatching mechanic still happens. Let's see what happens if I attack it. Will they come at me? No, they will. They can be pretty dangerous. Still, we need that, so... Oh, okay, we're going to possibly die here, but here we go. Any more? It's not easy to catch them. So my health is still good enough. It's particularly nasty. There used to be some even larger threats down here, but Copy Stain has said publicly numerous times actually that they just wanted to build a happy little factory game. They didn't want to get too heavy on the fighting mechanic. Alright, so we'll clean up some of this crash stuff, which also, you'll see all these little materials appearing. It gives us a bunch of extra goodies. Just tapping control as we go around it, we can pick up all the debris as much as possible. I can't pick up the main pod yet because we haven't emptied it. But that is also saving me doing some crafting. Right, let's pick up these materials. I always love factory games, although I didn't know it. Being neuro divergent, these things make me happy. Tower defense stuff as well, actually. So you see I stayed crouched and it didn't open up. There's another one down here. They're going to hatch right now because I'm standing up, but hopefully they don't attack. There's a bunch of coal over there. We'll come back for that. Right now I'm just here for the dropped components from this crashed pod. Is it hidden? Yeah, I think we did. Is there any more? Not sure. Now this needs power to pull it. Not to worry. We can do something about that. Because we already have some materials from earlier foray this episode. It's quite a fabulous system, this. They've done a fantastic job building it. Yeah. Now, you might recall that we have about 240 megawatts available from our 8 burners. Before we only had 4 burners, that's only 120. And that pod down there requires 120, so I imagine this would bite new players starting in this area. And they merrily connect power to this thing going, oh, I can do that. And you watch, power jumps up immediately. So what I should have done is leave the power unconnected till I got down there, because right now it's chowing through our it's chowing through our biomass unnecessarily. It's not actually doing anything. Oh, what nearly missed it. Oh, I did. We might die here. Oh, look at that, we didn't. Made of stone stuff, this little pioneer. Okay, we'll go get the block way. Oh look, since we're down here we get another barrel of muscle 3. So there are 5. And I like that. You see 5, you pick up 5. It's not just a generic animation. Now is this Katerian? It is. Check that too. We're very early in the game here, but a bit of exploring doesn't hurt because it lets you start doing some research. Once research is a thing, which we shall achieve shortly. Right now though, I want to get this pod connected and get the hard drive out of it. I'm not even going to try and attack that big guy because we won't make it. Okay, using my hotbar. Power's connected. Let's grab this hard drive and then dismantle Toronto. Oh, maybe we'll leave that there actually. Just for now. It gets power down here for later. I suspect the game was never intended to work like this, to use escalators as a, conveyor belts as an escalator or a travelator. But they certainly are handy. Now, let's see if we can build a map. We can. 1 molecular analysis machine, please and thank you. So pop him here for now. We can worry about making it pretty later. Let's get a hard drive researching. We've got a bunch of alternate recipes to check out. Pardon me, I'll be right back. Okay, we're back. I actually forgot I was going to do something before, and that was just going to check the volume. I'm going to need to manually optimize our last session. Very sorry about that, but not to worry, we can now continue. Now let's see what we're doing here. I'm going to need to delete a few things to get these foundations down. Now we said leaves on the left, didn't we? Leaves on the left. The other thing I think we should probably do at this point is just build a storage container to put a bunch of stuff that I don't need yet. I'll need to do the same with the things from the hub. But we're going to pave right over that hub. So let's get rid of that. Get rid of that as well. And that fella. So this is just going to be a temporary storage box for all this stuff I've got to come back to later. Don't need a lot of this yet. We will. But plundering these crash pods, mighty useful at the start of the game. Now, I haven't seen Sleepy Doggo. He's probably still in the area where I left him. Way up the hill up there. Right. Tell you what we'll do. We'll just pop the hub straight out here. And because I've already got foundations laid, let's just see, can we? Yes, we can. So they hadn't been built yet. So this will be our ground level. Yeah, it interacts a little bit with the bumpy floor, but that's okay. We're going to end up ultimately having quite a few levels. But for now, we'll just get this level. Because we need to do our space elevator too. Which we'll probably do out in this big empty area. But first, let's get the hub back. And we can continue with some research. Now there are a few quality of life things I'd sure like to bring online as soon as possible. One of those is like an exostructure for your legs. Such things are going to be available very soon in real life. Well, they already kind of are. They've been something I've always wanted. I've had some terrible crashes in my time, falls and crashes. I'm in my mid-40s, but I wasn't particularly survivally minded as a younger fella, and ooh, I've done some terrible things to my back. We needed 20 ore. How about that? The one thing I didn't think I'd actually need. Oh, there's a crate from before. we'll have to jump up and get that. I'd love an exoskeleton. Let me see here. Obviously, first world problem there. Oh, there we go. Iron ore. I forgot that was a thing. You don't build many hubs. I haven't started this game very much ever. It's probably obvious that that's the case, but yeah. Look, well, there's no need to cram things in. We've got a huge world. Okay, good enough? I think so. Oh, I'll tell you what I'd like to do. No, that's probably good enough. Okay, let's this certainly makes life easier, but it's a bit of a luxury at this point. Wouldn't mind having an assembly line that includes assemblers, and I have plenty of rotors on board already. Goodo. Right, we'll leave that. Now I think it's time to do what I was saying. He's really liking that little lap there. I think what we might do is just see how high we can get away with. Is this going to be too high? Little fella. Keep going. We'll wait for you. Don't worry, it's just the whole internet. Of course I kid. You might be coming back and watching this if this channel does what I think it'll do and eventually takes off. It'll take a while. My first one took it took a couple of years to get going. I'm not in any hurry here though. This is just me sharing my downtime with you. Right, what I'd like to do is eventually, well, I want to leave all these videos up. Right, let's see. Can we put a miner down? Yes, this height is good. So we like this height. You know, it would have been smart to keep this height going for all of that rather than have to make an elevation change. Where's the fun in that? Good question. Now, I've got Mark II. We're going to need some plates. We've got to get all that built. Let's see how quickly we can do this. So we're making 120, and I think I've set up 20 worth. Yes, I have. This is one of those little times where I am going to do what I don't like doing, and just manually crank out a couple of plates. We're going to need them just so that we've got enough throughput coming from this miner so that I don't need to build any other miners yet. And we'll pull that other one apart for now or soon. Right, okay, so that's one, so we'll turn that into a Mark II. That belt is Mark I, we'll turn that into Mark II. And now this puts a throughput of 60 to there, and throughput of 60 out to here, which is all we need. 30, 60 there, 30 there, and this guy needs to be able to do 120, which is doing. So this should now accelerate up to 100% once we're actually using it, which is probably not the case because these guys are each using 30 and only 60. So we can now make another 2 of these to replace everything that's going on over there. But what I will do is, actually we'll keep that and I'll just let that process until it's full and then we'll kill it. No sense getting rid of stuff we're currently using. We should also think about space. Let's get rid of this for now. Is it going to make a case? No, we're still good. Pardon me. Okay. I do need to come back and get that case. I don't know what's up there, but we will come back to it. Let's think about this. We want... These are plates, and why don't we start with the finished product? That'd probably be smart, wouldn't it? So we'll get rid of this ramp. these foundations just along this section, maybe to the hub. Then we'll bang it down, what, 2 meters? It's probably actually 3 meters down, thinking about it. If we do 2 though, does that get us? Let's see how far down it needs to go to be at the correct height here. It's probably about right. It's a few little bits, but I think we can afford it. It's only a few ramps worth, isn't it? Don't want to merrily fly off the edge while I'm otherwise distracted here. That's totally something I'd do. Do we need the 4th? The angle's not quite right, but whatever. Nice to have a little bit of random stuff built out. Now, I won't get too precious about this yet. Probably it wouldn't hurt to have a little bit of security for when I inevitably fumble these jumps. Yeah, that'll do. That's ugly as, isn't it? Popping across this way. There we go. And that's probably good enough. We'll ignore that little bit in there. We don't actually need to ring the whole thing out. We'll just do that. There we go. Thanks, I had it. Oh, that's good enough. We don't need to cover the whole thing in concrete. Of course, that begs the question, why do I not run like a number 2 out from here? Let me see. If I get us to the right spot. Ooh, it would. Alright, we're going to make one small change. And while I'm at it, I'll delete those and probably the one under it. Alright, now it's got a base. Bring that out. There we go. It's a bit more consistent without being completely the same. And we have our surface. Covers a bit more of this stuff without really interrupting anything. And it's a little bit less jarring. Yeah, good enough. Okay. We'll probably stop that from making bits and pieces. And in fact, what I should have done is kept that container there so that it could empty out its entire process, but that's alright. We'll take these. It'll be busy for a while. Let us make some... Tell you what, we might just make this do plates and we might actually build that out after all. That's one of the things about Satisfactory. You've got so much choice. It's not difficult to make subpar decisions at times. We need a single iron plate, but we're going to need some screws for that. I was saying just before how I don't like to do things manually. Well, as it turns out, I spent a few of them getting my Mark II conveyor belts. Not to worry. The sooner we get this finished, the better. Now we're going to need a few more Mark IIs because that guy there isn't going to be fast enough. So we're putting out 36912. So let's see here. Make that 2, and that should only take 1. If I can aim it right. There we go. The placement's not great though, is it? The placement's not great. Let me see here. Yeah, that's got to be faster as well. We had exactly the right plates left, so this is now going to be fast enough. We can run more. There we go. I'm using what's called a manifold system. It's got to be perfect. I'm going to make it not perfect. Right. I'm using a manifold system, so we're combining them first. 3, 6. This guy needs to be marked 2 as well. We need to build a few more iron plates, unfortunately. And we'll feed this our spare ingots. Yeah, I can't do much about it, unfortunately. I got a bit carried away doing things. No. Okay, plenty. Now we need to make a container for these sheets to sit in. The iron plates, rather. I can't walk around with them all stacked up like this. Each constructor uses 2, but I also need some for belts. So I think it's a priority we get onto all of these things. We should also go back and check our hard drive that's been baking. We need to see... I already made that 2, did I? Well, this doesn't need to be 2, that's only got to do 60. Yeah, good. Yes, we need to see what alternate recipes we've got. I'll explain what that is momentarily. It's actually, here's a trick. What you do is you click divert. I'm just mouse wheel clicking to get to select whatever it is I'm aiming at. And that's on this axis, so if we park that one right there, and now powered. Do the same thing here. Oops, I went download up. Merger. Merger. Let's make 20. So 20, 40, 60 gets 3. What have I done wrong? Oh, I see. Right, there's 60. So this one needs to be marked 2. There's 80. And they need to feed into a container. Ah, he got there just in the wrong time. Do you know what? We might just get rid of our little friend. Didn't mind him being around, but he's getting in the way of progress now. He's giving an allegory on humans and the world. The game probably is anyway. Take this absolutely stunning planet and just convert it into concrete slabs. It's kind of sad, isn't it? Now we need to remember where those nodes are. That's good enough for now. You're kind of in the way there too. We shall stick. Let me see here. We'll stick our output here for now. I think 3, or was it 2? Let's see. Never quite remember. Oh, that might be right actually. Nope, should have been 3. 1, 2, 3. And there we go. These should be marked 2 as well. Do we have enough? Nope. Better to get it running than not at all. This is never going to be in the way of anything there. Bang that down. Oh, can't believe we're doing this again. Alright, let's do it. Next job is to make some screws. What I'd like to see is if we can get alternate screws. With a alternate recipe. It just lets you skip the rod step. Okay. So we'll turn these into speedy boys. That need one single reinforced plate. Okay, we're never going to need that. We'll get rid of that. Just get rid of that in here. Ooh, we're getting through the power, aren't we? We might need to go and get a few more leaves, I think. This was our spare stuff. We've dumped that into the container as well. And I need to do a bit of research pronto. Good, that'll do. Let's have a look at what the hard drive situation is. Yes, cast screws! What are the odds? Metric slots are great, but cast screws are brilliant because it lets us go from ingot to screws immediately. One of the very best early recipes you can get, I think. Let me think about this. Cast screws, that was just the one I was talking about. There are a bunch of alternate recipes. Do you think I can remember? Or is cast screws the bad one? I can't remember now. I've got a list somewhere. Screws. I'm pretty sure that's the one I wanted. I'm almost certain it is the one I wanted. I think it takes... I think it's a fairly zero one from memory. It's... I mean, look, it's 5 ingots to 20 screws. And usually when you're doing that... Oh! I'll just dump a bunch of these. I don't need all these. But usually when you're doing it with the rods, what happens is you take the rods and it'll it's 1 to 1, 1 to 4, sorry, and that is 1 to 1. So it's 1 ore gives you 4 screws. This way, 1 ore gives you 4 screws. It looks to me like it's the same. So right, I think so. Yeah. Oh, hang on, did I? No, I didn't do anything wrong. That's fine. What are we sitting on here? 30. Right, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to take these and then change the recipe, and it can eat the rest of them. There we go. It's going to spit them out quickly. Let's get rid of all this junk. I kind of need it anyway. Okay. I need to get onto coal quickly. I've mucked around for a little bit too long. I don't like just using all this biomass unnecessarily. I don't like to clear too many plants and trees and stuff. I like to get onto power sooner than later because this stuff doesn't grow back. I figure we're going to concrete over it soon enough anyway, but try and keep as much of the original stuff intact as possible, because then it lets you build through nature rather than over nature. You kind of have to when you're starting out, but you can get a little bit more flexible and build with the land rather than against the land as you go. Again, I think the developers of this game have made a bit of an allegory on humanity and Earth. There you get an undo button on this thing, you don't get one on Earth. Okay. We're full, are we? Right. We'll actually we'll just get these screws because it's probably going to eat them very quickly. Why am I holding 100? That'll feed into that. 20. This is just temporary. It said it does. Well, that was a terrible shot. There we go. We're getting 50 per minute. Yeah, good. Alright. Come back here soon. This soundtrack always has reminded me of SimCity 2000. Now, what are we doing? Oh yes, we need cables as well. Oh, this is new. I didn't notice that water trickling before. That's a great idea. I think they still need to make it keep the ambient sound a little bit stronger inside, but yeah, it's kind of cool. Right, got plenty of that. Screws and cables, so we need to set that up. Ah yes, power. It's easy to get yourself a bit twisted in knots, isn't it? Get rid of that. We do have some wood as well. We'll dump that wood on the white. And I've got a spare 200 of these, which we shall also dump in here. Let's just get a quick visual feel for how fast it's chowing through this. We're currently at a quarter of our capacity, 80 out of 240. This 10 per minute is when it's running at 100%. So this is currently running at 25% of its speed. Oh, we need to speed up concrete production too, and I just remembered a bunch of stuff kind of has to happen at once here. Come on. No. Lucky I had that paved. It was a bit uncoordinated, wasn't it? What we'll do is we'll continue this ramp a little further. Just keep running and just keep going. Okay, and this is making 20. So we'll turn that. Oh, where did I plate again? Arg. We really need to get this plate going. What we should do is researching. What are we holding here? We can start. Nothing. Alright. Is that enough? Let's find out. A few more. It's alright, we've got a few ways to attack that. One way to do it is to shorten the distance, since these only need 45 each. What we'll do is we'll get rid of that, and that. Oh, no, get rid of this too. That, and that. Put these out a little. see my future self. Go. Now, splitter. Actually, let's see. What's the quickest way to do this? It's too much, isn't it? Still doesn't work. Alright, plan B. Put the splitter here. We just need a standard Mark 1, which is not quite so urgent. And there we go. Now they're getting what they need. And we will have 2 high-speed constructors. They're giving us 30 instead of 15 per minute now. And it's got an input of 90, so the thing's running at 75%, which is actually fine for what we're doing. So our output is now 30, which is sufficient for this thing. Yep, good enough. Right, so we don't need to come back up here for a while. Let's get on to a few other things. Now, you can get signs eventually in this game, but one thing you can do with this thing is put a short thing out like that, and then you can see at a glance what parts you've got. What I might do is put a few things next to each other. So that'll be rods and that'll be screws. Let's see how we're going over here. Good, that's done. That's done. It's got left, it's still got 50, 12, 24, 36, 48, so it's got under 4 minutes left. It's fine, we'll leave it to it. I'd also like to get the power kind of neatened up a bit now. We're not hurting for resources, so we might go ahead and do the next. Let's get all the miners down. How are we feeling about this? Is that enough? I think it's enough. Oh look, we may as well do the whole thing. Actually. Oh, I see. Alright. Fair enough. Grab that and pop it here, and that will draw it out from around there. Very tidy. Ultimately, we won't need to have power poles everywhere, but it doesn't hurt to have a bit of it. There we go. And we shall get rid of all the stuff that doesn't belong here. There we go. Good. Right, let's see here. Guess we're going to need to tidy the power up too. This is my idea of fun. It's not everyone's idea of fun. Now, we said we had that was our starting pole. I guess this will do. soon we'll have a few other options. We've got different kinds of power management things coming our way, but right this minute we'll get things tidy. You can always come back later. Connect that to there. That down there. Now we can delete some stuff. You. You. Oi, oi, oi. Let's not fall down there, Craig. You and you. Tidy. Tell you what. I don't think any of that's needed. I know why I set it before, but it's not really necessary, is it? Yeah, not sure yet. I'll label this for now. We don't need to worry. Right, let's get some screws and cables and stuff worked out. I need to be reminded of the recipe. It was 5 for 20, wasn't it? Is it right? 12.5. We're going to need 9 of them, that means, because we're making 120 here, right? There's a calculator built into this. 120 divided by 12.5 is going to be... Oh, okay, we need 10 of them. We can manifold that. The only other problem is it needs... it needs these Lincoln advanced sheet jiggers for each one. This is going to give us a total of 4, so I can build 2. Where can we fit 10? Don't really want to crowd this area. I want to leave some space out there for our space elevator. We can always go up. It's not necessarily a bad idea. Tell you what we'll do. We shall use a wall just to establish a guideline. And we're just going to have to climb a miner and get over it. We may as well go all the way up. That gives us the next level. How much height do we want? We want to go above the miner. I reckon that's probably about right. Now let's have a look here. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I can go out 7 before we interrupt the hub. That's only out 3, so we'll go out 5. Let's go out 5. Oops. We've got to get up there, of course, and that's where the MAM... No, not the MAM, the awesome sink comes in, but we haven't researched that yet. So... there are a couple of ladders. You saw me use a ladder method before where I stacked those. There's also this guy... Oh, exploration, I haven't unlocked that yet either. Let's just use this as a ladder right now, eh? Need to get up there. Yeah, I think that's the way to go. Stack them right here. Kinda, sorta. Okay. Pretty complicated ladders, aren't they? Oh, I didn't go high enough. Lovely. Get one more. There we go. Now, question is, how far are we going to go? How much are we going to worry? If you got this on in the background, thanks for watching my silly little video. I'm glad you're here with me. Let me know in the comments what you're up to today. Tell me if you've played Satisfactory before, if you plan on playing it. This is a game that is relaxing to certain types of people, and I readily acknowledge I am one of those types of people, but I completely understand if you're not. Maybe this looks like a lot of work. It kind of is. Who does work in their downtime? This guy. Now we want 10 of these things. Let's have a think about an intelligent layout here. We can do them facing each other. Probably I think I need just a little more room for that. There. Did I do a ramp here, did I? Alright, we're going to undo that. Okay. There we go. Just going to come out a shade more. And we'll put our on-ramp there. Now we could use that on-ramp as a way to get up and down here. We could also use a conveyor belt. I suppose that's going to make sense, isn't it? Later on, we can use all sorts of interesting methods. But this... Oh, let's see. Maybe it'll work. Kind of liked curve, actually. That was not bad. Oh, I'm missing materials. Arg. What we need is in there. There's a quick and dirty way to get a bunch of materials. I can just delete that right now. Do we do it? Stuff it. There we go. Now we got all the materials. That's kind of lazy, wasn't it? Alright. Okay, let's try that again. Oh, I saw blue out there because it was happy. What we're going to do is... Oh, I was trying to... Thought that might work. Did not work. There we go. Now we can get rid of all this junk. I'm going to press G and only select storage container. So when I hold down Control and smear it everywhere else, it doesn't select anything but storage containers. Okay. Now we've got a shortage. That's what we've got. We need a bunch of these fellas. Good news. I've got the technology. Now, if we're doing 10 of these guys, well, 9.6, but 10 of them, what does that leave me? That leaves me with, 0.66. Yeah, okay. I need a way to manage the outputs. I can manage up to 120, so I can manage 2 constructors, which means I'm going to need 5 lots of type 2 belts feeding into... Goodness me, feeding into other things. So we're not necessarily just going to stockpile all of these screws and then build out reinforced iron plates like this. Looking at it, we need 1 iron plate to 2 screws. I'm going to need to bring some of those iron plates up here, I think. Okay, not to worry, not to worry. Let's think about this intelligently then. But think about it in terms of manifolding, I think. So, that's going to do 50 screws, right? I haven't thought about this. My last world didn't actually have this alternate recipe. There are many, many, many of them. 111 recipes from memory. So we were lucky to get the exact one we wanted. 1 in 111. What are the odds of that? Right, so there's 100. Let me think about this. 2 lots of Mark II is 240. I'm still only constrained to 4 of them though. And then 12, 24, 36, 48. And it's 50 in. Maths is kind of annoying. Alright, we might need to reorient that. And that's only a Mark 1 as well. They get substantially faster than Mark 1. Right, we'll put a Mark 2 on it. We'll race back over here. You can go up as high as you like, up to 48, as long as you've got the materials for it. We're going to come up just to looking straight ahead height. Now, splitter. Let's take it from here. There we go. So we'll park it like that. There we go. So that gives us... Oh, you know what I'll do? I'll just get rid of the ore that's in my pockets. Oh, it didn't have power. What about power? Dearie me. Just Craig things. Alright, so we'll take power from that guy. Very conveniently nearby. Gee, just how close did we get to the top of this thing? Oh, not very. We probably could have gone down one extra and have been okay. Yeah, not to worry. Okay, so we've got we're going to have that coming up here now. Yep. Let's think about this. 120, and this is going to go into 12, 24, 36, 48. So we need 60 from this. Don't really want to fall off the edge. There we go, and I'll do one for each machine. That lets us expand later. Right. So, oh, Craig, there's 12 and a half, 25. Oh, I didn't line that up very well, did I? That card's got to go too. There we go. Could have sworn I did that right. Evidently not. Alright, that's 25. This is 37.5. And we continue along here. That's 50. But we got to go much further than that. We're not going to have enough of this stuff, so we've got to build yet more of these sheets. I've not done a great job here, have I? Look, let's tell it to make screws. I think we've done that. I don't need to keep crafting. Let's get it going. It's all well and good to have a plan to not manually craft, but if you don't carefully manage your resources, you're manually crafting. There's not much getting around that, is there? Alright, we'll pop that there, and I can connect that guy down there. It'll get prettier later. But for now, I want it just to work. I'm still going to put some effort in, just not a huge amount. Right. We can also daisy chain these later on with some research, rather than having power poles everywhere. Now that's 4. We can... we'll muck around. Okay, so we've got... Everything's powered, but they're not running, which tells me I haven't set the recipes for them. I could have sworn I had. Oh, I've got to do the ingots first. Forgot about the ingots. That's funny. That is funny. Silly boy. I can't empty these belts easily. I can't. What we're going to have to do is this. We're going to keep the same input. Oh, it's annoying. I've got to get rid of all of this stuff. There is a way to do it. I can feed it all into a container, but that's arguably as much stuffing around as this. Okay, that was a silly oversight. Well, look, it's an opportunity to multi-stage. Let's think this through, because we just found we had the height, right? So we come down here. What have we got? What have we got? I think that's going to clear it. Question is it enough clearance for a smelter? Don't know. Don't know. Can we get up higher? Yes, we can. Alright, that's about right, actually. Let me stay there. Let's bang a smelter in and see. It needs to be lower. Alright, we're going to do a cheeky lower altitude smelter, and that wall is going to go. We'll place it somewhere else. There we go. Now, it's 120, so we only need 4 smelters, and they don't take up much space. So, oh, they're still too low, are they? Are they? Let me just see here. Let's set them up. No, they're not too close. Alright, good. So we'll just bang in right there. That leaves enough room for everything. We've got to come out here to get it. Oh, you know what? We can just go out one more. There we go. Alright. Alright. We'll get back on top of this. Do you know what? No, but here is a great bloke. Alright, we'll bang that there too. Now we can connect a wall down the sides. I mean, there's nothing stopping us doing this either, is there? Apart from the local council, but we don't listen to them. So I go like that. And like that. Oh, it's so lovely. It's so lovely. There we go. Okay, let's get these smelters smelting. Leave a bit of room to walk around. Now I'm just going to select one, select iron ingot. Then I can just put them in next to each other. 2, 3, 4. That's all we needed. Didn't need a lot of space. Get rid of that again. Get rid of that again. Turn it back around where it was originally, because I'm a silly person. Give it some juice. Then we need a splitter, and we're going to come from closer, because that means less what are they called? You know what they're called. Tell me what they're called. Less stitched plates. See, I told you you knew. Alright. 5. You hear me muttering when I said 5, then I'm talking about my hot bar, this thing down here that I'm cycling through. You can set anything to anything, and you only need to set one thing from each group. So the groups are in here. So 1, progression. So look, production. I can't do that. Let's see. Okay, power line. So see, they're both in the same group, number 2. So if I go 4, then I press E, I can cycle through power line and power pole. And then if you want to select a different kind of thing in the same group, so here we go, I've got foundation, right? So I'm cycling between the different types with E, and then next to it, if I press R, it cycles the build mode, vertical, default, and zoop, which is what you've seen me doing here when it goes up to 10 in one hit. There are mods you can get that'll let you do a squared build out as well, but we're not too worried about that. Right, we need that to be Mark II, and only that one, because there's 60 off that, 30 off this, 30 off this. Then we need a Mark II from the back of that, or the front of this, doesn't really matter which way you look at it. Mark II coming up, and like so, and then this needs to be Mark II as well. It's too late now to make it any nicer. I didn't quite get the angle right, but whatever. It works. I suspect we've been going for a while here. I just had a terrible thought. Have I been recording? Yes, I have been. Whew, thank goodness for that. Alright, I do need to stop though, because we've been going for a while. Oh, is there a problem here? No, there's no problem here. Everything's awesome. We might put power on the nearest blue point. We can handle 4 connections off one, so we put it Is it right? Might not with that one, which is this guy here. There we go. Alright. Continue. That one never needs to be expanded. That one is there. And I'll bring this one back out there. Take him to here. I want to make a change. Put that there. Put this here. Put that there. Put that there. There we go. Oh, it didn't connect for some reason. I'll just go straight up out of that. Unless I'm out of cable. I'm starting to have a bad feeling. I am out of cable. Guess we're making cable. Yeah, we'll get there eventually. We started well, and then I got a little bit, a little bit out of the joint. Not to worry. Plenty of cable. That's not hard to get a factory going for that. Right. We shall connect this guy to that guy, and I'm just going to feed my spare ore into this fella because he's further along the manifold. I'll put it into you. Put it into you. Bob's your uncle. And now these are doing 30, 3, 6, 9, 12, so we're going to need some more of those sheets. This has been YouTube Sleepy Factory. I'm Craig, and I want to thank you for watching along, or whatever else it is you're doing today. We shall come back to this factory soon. There's a lot to do, but the time just has a way of flying, doesn't it? Throw me a like. Sweet dreams. I'll catch you next time. Ciao.